Hey, good morning. Thursday morning. Sun's shining. Looks pretty. Well, it's been nippy the last 2 or 3 nights here in southern West Virginia, and makes you want to put the cover on. Watching the news this morning, I'm thinking two-faced Democrats. I'm sorry, man. There's two-faced Democrats. Looking, they've played a race card for 10 years on America. Obama got in office, he started playing it, shoving that race card out there, and then Democrats got on board with it, and they've played it ever since, screaming, everything in the world. Then they turn around and they start making excuses for Muslims in Congress that's saying anti-Semitic stuff. Make excuses for them. Nancy Pelosi made excuses for MS-13, the friggin' violent gang. And, these people are two-faced. I'm sorry, people. I'm sorry. You're good. Why you kiss their butts, I don't know. I really don't. I really, really do not understand you. I do not understand you. These people have done god-awful stuff. I mean, it's pitiful, people. It's literally pitiful. And the Democratic Party right now, man, they're fighting tooth and toenail against William Barr and what he's done with around the Trump-Russian collusion thing, and he spoke what Mueller put in his report. He spoke that. No collusion. But man, they've done everything but hang him, trying to get him out of office. Why? He's gonna investigate what took place. Back up. Let's back up for a couple of years, okay? Let's back up. The dossier was a lie, okay? Everybody knows it. It was a lie. Even the man that wrote it up said a lot of it cannot be verified. It was a lie. And the only way you can support a lie is lie with it. That's the only grounds a lie has, is the lie that supports it. It was a lie. Now they're trying to say, well, he colluded, or he didn't collude, but he interfered with justice. What justice? They was trying to prove a lie. There was no justice there. It was a lie. But now we find out Barr's already put this prosecuting attorney on the case. Man, he's already been digging into it. Why are the Democrats so hard against it? Well, let's back up. We know that during 15 or 16, the Democratic Party and the Clintons cheated Bernie Sanders out of the Democratic nomination for the office of president. They got Hillary in. Okay, they cheated their own. And now we find out that the DNC and the Clintons paid for the dossier to come to life. Well, when you're talking DNC, you're talking Democratic National Committee. Okay? Well, don't you think some of these senators and representatives are part? Don't you think they have some kind of a connection? Maybe even a very, very close connection to the DNC. I mean, they are some of the upper echelons of the Democratic National. Wouldn't you think? I would. So maybe they don't want their own crimes uncovered. Maybe they don't want people to find out just how friggin' deep they're committed. So they're trying to do everything they can to cut off William Barr, his prosecuting attorney, getting in and finding out where the dossier come from. So this is going to go past the dossier. They proved that there was garbage in the background of this dossier, and they start prosecutions. It's going to go way past that. This is going to open up a lot of other stuff. Once the Democratic Party has their garbage uncovered, it's going to open up a lot more stuff. There was a lot of crime took place, man, the last 10 years. A lot of trash took place. A lot of it. A lot of it. But it's opening up. But what's so sad is people keep buying the lie, whether or not they're actually not buying the lie. They just want you, the liberals and socialists, the Democrat Party, and the liberal media and all that, they just want you to think it's being bought. It's not being bought. Why do you think Trump's numbers are coming up and these other candidates' numbers are going down? Why do you think that is? Listen, how do you think Trump got in office when everything in the world was geared against him during his campaign in the 15 and 16? How do you think he got in office? Majority of news media was geared against him. The political scenario was geared against him. Everything was geared against him. The only thing that hadn't been geared against him was the American public. The public seen what took place under Obama. And the Democrat and Republican Party both had hands in that garbage. They both did. Trump got in. And he got in pretty freaking easy, too. Pretty doggone easy. Praise God. Praise God. I give God the glory for that. I really do. But his approval ratings are going up. These other people's going down. We're sending, if you will, war material to the Persian Gulf. We got a known terrorist country over there. Iran, a known terrorist country. Its own people are raising up against the head of the country because it's corrupt. Its own people want out of it. They've been fighting it for a long time now. Trump has told them, said, we're behind you, Iran. We're behind you people, everyday Joes on the street. We're with you. Your head needs to be cut off. And right now, who knows? Who knows? We may end up more with Iran. But if you listen to the liberal media and the socialists and these friggin' pervert congressmen up there, I mean the people that don't know any difference between right and wrong anymore, you know who I'm talking about? You know, liberals, socialists, you know, those that ignore right and wrong and the boundaries and all that stuff. If you listen to them, Donald Trump is a dog. He's a pig. He's a Nazi. He's a Hitler. He's everything in the world. But see, they're the ones that's got the scrambled brains. Those liberals and socialists are the ones that's got the scrambled brains, man. They don't think with a moral conscience. They're perverts, man. It's just the way it is. And they're running down and everything. Oh, he's gonna take us into another war. Listen, people. You were already at war. You just had a president that had you in war and was spending your money to fight that war, and yet they were growing. The opposition was growing. ISIS was growing. I mean, what sense does it make to plan on going in and bombing an area that you know is heading up terrorism and an evil regime, thinking ISIS, that's who killed who knows how many people. Who knows how many people that bunch of perverts killed. And you plan on bombing them, but then the leader of your country, Barack Hussein Obama, said president, fraud, let me put that in, fraud. His whole thing was garbage. he would send a message, we're going to be bombing right here. You better pack your stuff up and move it somewhere else. Millions upon millions of dollars, man. Millions upon millions of dollars just went poof. We're going to waste a lot of money on bombs. I hope you're not there when we get there. That's what you had. That's what you had. But, you know, that's what we had. Let me turn that on. It might help circumstances a little bit. Get you so we can see my ugly mug. But that's what you had. It went on, people. That garbage went on for 8 years. And it's going on. It's went on for almost 3 years now. It's went on for almost 3 years. And him not even in office. But that lying, liberal, Marxist, socialist trash still pulling strings in Washington, D.C. Wasn't nothing but one big poop-covered lie. And it's still pulling strings in D.C. The Democratic Party is... It's a boiling sewer. It's a boiling sewer. Every damnable thing you can think of is taking place up there. It's pitiful. It really is. It really, really is. America, I hope you wake up. I know the majority of you have, but the thing about it is there's millions out there they're not paying attention to the news. They're not paying attention to what's actually taking place. Maybe they're just living their life and not even sitting down and watching the even news or whatever. I don't know what their problem is. I mean, they're just not accepting facts. You know, I watch, well, I don't watch them. The View and other trash can programs like that. And then, you know, I don't know. They just, hey, they're thinking, man. They're thinking is, see, I've told you. Liberal thinking is a lesser, lower moral conscience thinking. It's excusive thinking. It's like you know, overpopulation and abortion and all this stuff. Liberal thinking is making excuses for the problems that's causing the overpopulation. It makes excuses for that. And they would rather abort 5 million babies than to keep their panties or their briefs pulled up. I mean, let's face it. They'd rather murder that little unwanted blob, that little bastard. They would rather do that than to keep their undergarments on. Okay? That's basically what it amounts to. And they'll talk about, well, what about this? What about this? They'll make excuses for 5 million abortions. And the excuse they'll need, they'll want an excuse. Well, what about the mother? What about the mother? What if she's dying? They're hollering this, and they'll say, well, what about the rape? What about the rape? They'll take, they may take 5,000, or if that many, 5,000. I'd say there's nothing near that percentage, 5,000, 5 million. I'd say there's nothing near that percentage in rape and the mother's safety and health with the birth and all this stuff. But they'll use those for an excuse and try to cover up for the murder, for the malicious things that take place during abortion. I mean, that governor in Virginia, man, he's signing a bill to abort the baby at birth. I mean, people, that's a history, Hitleristic. It's pitiful. It's pitiful. Hitler had doctors and stuff doing experiments on people, live people. And tell me that abortion at birth is not evil? Come on, people. You snap out of it. This garbage it's got to stop, people. It's got to stop. You know, I was thinking there a while ago, you know, just maybe 20 minutes before I started this video, you know, I was helping the wife do some dishes and stuff. And I just rolled it over my mind, you know, maybe Trump, out of his own actions of his past, maybe his own actions has taught him that something needs to be done, that something's wrong. You know, I don't know exactly everything goes on in a man's mind, of course, but we should know. I mean, you can you can watch his news updates and his Twitter things, and we should know what's going on in his mind, shouldn't we? I love you, Don. Keep the Twitter running, son. That's the American people get to hear you. But maybe his own past helps him to realize the folly that America has fallen into. I actually do believe that God put him in office for a purpose, for a reason at this time. I really do. I really, really do. You know, full outcome, I don't know. I mean, we all hope we come out with a better, stronger moral justice, and that everything does well. You know, we're all hoping that. But you know, we don't know what the ends are going to be. We don't know what God is going to let take place. You know, we hope for the best. But the reality is sometimes God lets people get put in office to bring some hardships on people too. I mean, that's the reality, you know. I mean, if I compare Trump and Obama, I mean, we can already see the hardships. They're already here, and it wasn't Trump. It was Obama. It wasn't Trump. And people, you got these liberals and these Democrats, they're crying, well, he's going to do something, Social Security, everything will fall plumb apart. Listen, under Obama, that was it. They took $600-700 million out of Social Security and moved it to where they could spend it, waste it somewhere else. Huh? Yeah, that happened under Obama. That wasn't Trump. That was Obama. Congress done that, and at the time, I'm not sure, but it might have been the majority of Republicans too. I mean, someone needs to back up and check it. I don't know. But that's what we're looking at, people. Trump, he borrowed, or his administration with Congress, borrowed $1 billion or $1 trillion. But look what he had to do. He had to rebuild our military. Now listen, Obama borrowed, under his administration, there was over $13 trillion borrowed. And actually nothing was actually helped. Our military went down. Other countries, terrorist countries, were given breaks and billions of dollars. I mean, everything in the world went on. Our soldiers were run down. Our soldiers were demeaned. Our police was demeaned. But yet, our military went down. I mean, it's pitiful. Literally pitiful stuff took place. I mean, anyone that actually would love a country enough to get in position and would, you know, they would do everything in their power to build it up. Oh, America was never that great. You didn't build that. America built it, Jack. Just a pervert didn't want you to think America built it. America did build it. People, don't give the Democratic Party your patronage. They don't deserve it. They do not deserve your patronage. They do not deserve it. So, I'm going to go ahead and shut this down. You know, I ponder this stuff a lot. But when I see and hear some of the statements that these liberals and socialists are making, and it's right in your face, clear. They are no longer American. These are perverts that had gotten behind a socialist-driven power grab worldwide. I mean, they got behind this stuff. Listen, you were being geared to be controlled. That's just the way it was. I've told you. God told me a few years ago, they're crashing your economy. Spoke to me again a few weeks later. You're being subdued. These perverts were geared to sell you out. Your individual life was going to amount to zilch. Zilch. Nothing. You as an individual, you were going to be forgotten. You would be forgotten. I was talking about the population. You know that here just a little while back you had scientists in America. Now they might have been some from overseas too, I don't know. But you had scientists got together in America and they said a third of the world's population needs to die off. Obamacare, England, euthanasia, their medical system, euthanasia. Remember the little boy there here a little while back? He's a British subject, but the little boy was dying, and they quit treating him. The family's screaming for help. Their life, man, their friggin' love is dying. And they're screaming for help, and a hospital in Italy says, we'll take him, ship him to us, we'll take him. We'll send somebody up to get him, and we'll treat him. We'll see what we can do. And England said, no, you're not going to treat him, he's dying. Let the little blob die. Let him die. People, don't tell me they won't polish your butt off. You don't think you don't think they won't polish your little ignorant puss off? I'd like to sell you Russia. Yes, I would. Yes, I would. They'll polish you off in a heartbeat. All they're looking for is the avenue of power. That's all they're looking for, people. Listen, these so-called heads of the world, they're running scared. They're running scared. Sunny day. Pretty. I need to get out and do something. Need to get out and move. I got out and moved yesterday, and I was kind of miserable yesterday evening. But I got to do something. I got a truck needs worked on. I got a chicken coop that needs worked on. Lord bless you. Bless you in grace. Bless you in wisdom. Bless you in favor. Bless you in grace, first of all. that you realize the price given, the price paid, opens the door to the blessing and the favor and the wisdom. I love you. Lord loves you. Have a good one.